water, I guess, is about as powerful thing as there is. Take it, you can block it a while, but after so long, well, it's going to go somewhere. It gives good power, it's cheap, and lasts right on, and so I don't guess somebody could beat the power. I'd think that it would be as cheap a power as anybody could use. You've got to get in a place where you can get up high, get the water on top of the wheel. I guess that's the reason they dug this race all around here so far. You judge it, your speed and your water by the way you want to grind. And if you want to grind fast, why it takes more water, you judge that with the gauge on where I turn my water on. Put so much water on for whatever amount you want, fast you want to grind. And one time get it set, why it just that way all day. It's steady and no running fast and slow. So I don't guess it would be any steadier power than water power. I make all kinds of flour, buckwheat, wheat, rye, whole wheat, cornmeal, and just about anything in the bread line in the hour. A lot of them come, say, do you still do customer grinding? I said, yeah, that's what I'm here for. People still brings turns to grind, and folks that raises their corn and wheat and stuff still brings it. Some wants to pay for it, but if they do, they usually give me about a quarter to 50 cents for grinding a half a bushel. I told some of it, just like it was 100 years ago, take a half a gallon for half a bushel, gallon for a bushel. That's the old remedy it was when it was, that's the way it started off here, and I still grind that way. Everybody claims that Waterground stuff is better, and of course it ain't burnt up. Grinding it and ground slow, and folks just thinks it's a lot better. I don't boat my meal, and I grind my flour. I don't put no bleach and chalk and stuff, and don't make self-rising. folks come and want self-rising meal and self-rising flour, I tell them I don't put nothing in or take nothing out. This here old bleach and stuff that they put in flour, I think that's killing a lot of people. I know it ain't fit to eat. I guess that if it wasn't for this whole place, they wouldn't get a lot of the pure flour and meal and stuff they get. And people is coming back to it more, seems like all the time. I don't know if whether I can keep enough for everybody or not. I try to keep a little of everything ground all the time, and there's a world of folks comes here from different places and local folks. I'm glad to see them come. I like for them to come, talk to them. They ask a lot of questions about the old mill. I tell them what I can and know. Of course, there's a lot that I don't know about it, I guess, yet. I buy a lot of my buckwheat out of Fredonia, Pennsylvania, and I try to raise most of my wheat. I have to buy some, and I raise my corn. And so if it wasn't for that, why, I wouldn't have too much stuff here to sell or go. Now that black there should have been right, but see, there's nothing there, just a faulty grain, and it blowed it all out.
So do you think you got much out of that at all?
No, I might have got a couple of bushels of buckwheat.
How much should you get out of this whole thing?
Well, it ought to have made 6 or 8 bushels this little patch. It could have been really. I don't know, I've got about 8 acres, and I'm afraid it's just like this. The farmer's just about out of it, and he can't make no money at it. So they all out on public work, and paydays comes oftener that way, and it's pretty hard work, farming. And paydays comes far apart. I guess public work a lot easier. Folks, this younger generation, they don't want to farm or ain't going to farm, and I don't know what's going to come of. I don't think they can go on living high like they have been, and I think something's going to happen. I think something's got to break somewhere before too long.
I think things are moving too fast.
Yeah, it's moving too fast, and people ain't got time to even go see the sick or even the dead or nothing else anymore. So I think something has to happen. Well, this mill, I guess, was built in 1840. My grandpa, my great-grandfather, he worked in it. And then Grandpa Winebarger Hosey, my dad's father, and then my father, William, he worked in it all of his life. And now I've worked in it off and on all my life, but I've only had it in my own for about 5 years now. Of course, they ain't as much to grind now as they used to be. Back in 28 and 30s, we'd run here 6 days a week, 24 hours a day. There was lots of grinding. I've seen as high as 15 or 20 wagons and sleds here at a time, oxen, steers, horses, and some of them maybe come for miles, have to take them all day to get here, so we grind out that night, and they'd be ready to start back the next morning, and the folks that was around close, while they'd set theirs off and go back home and then come back and get it, and the ones that was far off, while we'd try to grind it and of a night and get them started back as quick as possible. Well, at one time, there was 8 or 9 mills here in 12 or 15 miles square. And in the 40 flood, well, it washed them all away. It was built right on the creek. And it washed the dams and the mills and all away, and so they never did bother to put them back. They was too slow and don't grind like these big electric mills and such as that. People got in such a hurry and rush, they ain't got time to fool with something slow that way, I guess.
Well, I'm R.L. Smith, or Bob Smith, at the Johnson City plant, General Mills Incorporated. General Mills is a large, diversified company. We have 9 plants throughout the United States that produce flour. But now we're totally electric. All of our power comes from TVA sources. It's economical in the South, and that's one of the reasons that we can produce a flour and market it at a profit. But we pack different size family packages, 2s, 5s, 10s, 25s. We produce approximately 44,000 bags, these different bags, per day. The smaller mills, of course, there's 2 or 3 things that have happened to them. One thing, the per capita consumption of flour has gone down. And they just can't compete with the larger mills in the production of flour. We bring wheat in from the west and from from Ohio, Illinois, Indiana, into Johnson City in tank cars, each car containing about 3,000 bushels. We grind 2 of these big tank cars each day. We know that over the past 10 years that possibly half of the smaller mills, and there's not but just a very few grist mills still in existence.
I don't reckon I was ever in a big mill like that. Never that interested in them. I was been in this one enough, so that machinery and milling didn't never bother me too much. Amazing that the people come here from everywhere, nearly, to look at this old mill, and they'll sit and draw it and take pictures. Anybody that hasn't never seen nothing like that, it would be nice to look at. These people come here and just goes wild over it. Well, it needs repairing, but still everybody says let it stand like it is as long as it will, because it's old-timey, and that's what people are wanting to get back to, see the old-timey ways. I enjoy it. Of course, there ain't a lot of money in it. Just I make a few dollars and then turn right around and spend it to get more stuff to grind. Oh, it's a living, I guess. I don't never have to go hungry as long as I can eat bread and milk or something.